Hello and welcome back. Before we took a break, I was making the sauce to go with our halibut with ouzo. Our sauce has been simmering now for 10 minutes, so I'm ready to put it on top of my fish. Right, pour the sauce on top of your halibut, like that. It's a lovely colour. Spread it on top nicely like this. Sprinkle it with some dill, fresh chopped dill like that. You need about a tablespoon of chopped dill. Decorate it with some slices of orange. And also add some black olives on top, like this. You can add green olives if you want as well, it doesn't matter, but I like the colors, the red and the green, the red and the black. Goes beautiful. Now all we need to do is put it in the oven, 180, gas mark 4 for 25 minutes. So I'm going to put this, and do not cover it, all right, because you want to cook it fast. I've got one that's been cooking. I'll bring it out in a bit. It's not ready yet. Now I'm going to make a lovely rice with leeks. In here I've got half a cup of olive oil, and I also have 3 leeks thinly sliced, 1 onion finely chopped, and I also have 1 large red pepper, again thinly sliced. Now you need to fry all your vegetables together until they soften like this. You don't want to brown them, just soften them. That will take a couple of minutes, about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to add 3 fresh tomatoes, peel and finely chop. Add those into your vegetables. Mix them together. Cook them for a couple of minutes until your tomato starts to soften. And while that's cooking, I'm going to season my vegetables. I like to use lots of freshly ground black pepper. Now you need a lot of olive oil in here, as I said. You need half a glass of good olive oil. Now our tomatoes are starting to soften, and they look beautiful and very colourful in here. All the colours in the sun. Okay, the next ingredient is some basmati rice. I love basmati rice. I love the earthy smell when it's cooking. It's beautiful. Now we've got 5 ounces of basmati rice. Wash it well and drain it. And it's best to wash rice in warm water rather than cold water. A little tip for you there. Right, we need to mix this in really well so the oil will coat the rice. You know, give it a nice shine, and also it will stop it sticking together when it's cooking. And I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of chopped dill and the same amount of parsley. Mix that in again. And I'm going to add half a pint of hot water. Or you can use stock. Cover your rice. Turn the heat down and simmer it for 20 to 25 minutes. And do not stir while it's cooking, all right? Now I'm going to see how my fish is doing. Oh, our fish looks wonderful. And the oil is sort of nice and shiny. It's gorgeous. Right, I'm going to get my cooked rice. Oh, and this is looking lovely as well. I love this rice. Just put into a nice platter like this. Another way to make a lovely rice is with spinach, you know. You can, instead of leeks, use spinach. Lovely. Right, let me put this back because it's a little bit heavy. Doesn't it look beautiful and colourful? Here we are, all right. So I'm just going to sprinkle it with a bit of parsley. And a little bit of dill. Oops. And all I need to do now is go and knit chars and get stuck into it with some wine.
Well, it's not actually just wine this time, Lula, because I was fascinated by the ingredients you had in this dish. And I was really pretty stumped as to work out which wine it might go with.
I was trying to confuse you, Charles.
You've managed very successfully, my dear. Anyway, I'm going to try a white wine because it might work. You know, it's worth going for it. So I'm trying this Spanish white. It comes from a region called Rueda, which is up in the up in the sort of northwest-ish of Spain, sort of central northwest of Spain, and it's a region which is producing some of Spain's best modern-style dry white wines, very close to another Spanish region called Ribera del Duero, and they make wines out of a native grape variety called the Verdejo, and also out of a French variety called the Sauvignon Blanc, which we've had from time to time. This one comes from Tesco. It's their Rueda. It's £3.99. Thank you very much, my dear. And I've found the Rueda wines are incredibly good for matching light dishes, summery dishes, quite a lot of fish dishes. They also go quite well with aniseedy flavours, like the flavour you get out of the Pernod that you put into here. And I just thought it was... Sorry, it wasn't Pernod, it was Ouzo, wasn't it, silly me?
I'll forgive you because it's similar.
Yes, you did mention Pernod, didn't you? And we got some Pernod to try later. But it's a lovely, dry, crisp wine.
Lovely.
Not too assertive. But it can cope with sort of some of these flavours. Will it cope with this fascinatingly complex recipe?
I think it's coping very well, Charles.
Good, good. Oh, thank goodness for that. Getting it right at last. I have to say, Lula, having worked together for this long, we would hope that we'd be achieving some sort of relationship and understanding each other's little ways.
I think it goes very well.
Very
you like
nice.
my fish?
Yeah. Fascinating. Very complex.
It's sort of like sweet and sour taste, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, you see, I don't think... It's interesting because of the sweetness. You've got that honey in there. This is too dry. It's a nice wine. It's a crisp, dry white wine, but it's a dry white wine. And that sweetness in there rather blows it away. No. I just find it a little too dry. OK, let's change tack completely. Bring on the dancing ouzo.
My favourite drink.
OK, now, ouzo, perhaps one thinks of more as something you drink as an aperitif.
That's right,
than something you drink through the meal.
Or if you're in Ouzaria.
Or you'd probably drink it through the meal.
That's right.
So this is an ouzo. It costs about 17, 18 pounds a bottle, so it's not...
Could I have some ice,
Yes, please do. Help yourself.
Thank you.
It's not cheap, but... And you
so
like
how much
some water?
did you say it is?
17, 18 pounds a bottle.
Yeah.
It's quite widely available,
but it
it's
lasts
not
a
cheap.
long time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
because
that's
you don't need a lot.
Well, we sincerely hope that you don't get through a bottle in an evening, otherwise you've got a problem.
Especially if you add water with it.
That's right, that's right.
You know.
So here we are.
Yeah, Stiniyamas.
Stiniyamas. That's cheers, by the way. That's good stuff. I love it. Right.
I've got a feeling it's going to be beautiful with this,
if you don't like that aniseed flavour. So let's go for this. You know that honey in this, it's caramelised the onions on top just that little bit more, hasn't it?
I love that.
Right.
Gorgeous.
Now that's okay, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
Because it's a bit sweet. And that sweetness in the ouzo
and the aniseed
matches the sweetness that you've got in your dish.
That's
I
lovely.
think that works much better than the wine.
Very happy with that, actually.
I think we'd be pushed to find a wine. Now, interesting, let's have a direct comparison, because we've got a bottle of Pernod, which you mentioned earlier, as being a possible substitute.
Yeah.
Let's just try this in the other glass.
Do people have it with ice, Pernod?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like ouzo.
Isn't it funny that colours are so different?
That's right, that's right.
Know,
but have a lump of ice.
Quite the same.
And a little bit of water, perhaps.
Yeah. So you can add water as well.
You can add water, and you get the same effect.
Yeah.
It goes from being clear to being cloudy.
That's right.
And I must say, this, I mean, just as much as when I go to Greece, the first thing I like to have is an ouzo. Just because to me, it brings back so many happy memories of trips that I've had before. In exactly the same way, when I go to France, if I have the opportunity, it's really nice. You
have a Pernod.
I have a Pernod or a Ricard or something. It's just, it's so much a flavour of holidays in France.
That's right.
Or like ouzo is holidays in Greece.
I agree with you. I'm going to eat a bit of this halibut. I'll see.
I wonder which I prefer, actually.
I think Personally, I don't know if I'm biased. I prefer
You prefer the
ouzo.
ouzo?
Yeah.
Well, they're very, very good. Funnily enough, the Pernod is less expensive.
Yeah.
The Pernod is $13.99.
Well, the ouzo is more expensive. But if you go on holidays to Greece, bring a couple of bottles.
Bring it back
it's
duty
really
free.
cheap over there.
It works as well.
Beautiful.
Okay. Well, the answer is obviously that you've got to go for the ouzo or the Pernod with this delicious dish, complex dish. Anyway, grab a pen and a paper because now it's time for today's recipe recap with details of Lula's recipe and the wines to go with it. Well, that's it for today. Next time, we're cooking with top Athenian food writer Aglaia Kremezi.
Kremezi, yes,
She's the one who had that wonderful flat looking over with the view of the Acropolis, wasn't
Acropolis.
it?
I could have stayed there for a couple of weeks, Charles.
Yes, but it wasn't big. It wasn't big. You might have been a bit
It
squashed.
wasn't very big, no.
And she's going to be cooking vine leaf pie. She was
that's
very
right.
keen on vine leaves, wasn't
Yes.
she? Used them in all sorts of ways.
That's right, and this was quite a very unusual dish,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
because she used yogurt to make sort of like a custard. You know,
fun.
it's not a dessert, it is food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're going to be doing stifado.
Yeah, everybody knows
is
about
one of the great
stifado.
Greek
Yeah,
meat
yeah,
dishes.
and especially at winter time. Eh?
Yeah.
Beautiful
Terrific.
casserole, and everybody, of course, in Greece have their own methods of cooking it.
Terrific. Well, I shall have my own wines to go with it. We look forward to seeing you then.
Yes, bye-bye.
Sorry, too hot, do we?
Yeah. How about the vinegar?
Put the vinegar in it. Whoops. Just went.
I'm going to show them what we did earlier because we actually chopped it not so little. Yeah? You see this? This
And
is
what
how
was
we
the
did
final
it before.
ingredient we put in? The
Oh, we're
coconut
going to
milk.
make coconut milk.
That's it. And some water.
Just a little bit.
And just let it cook until it's dry. And that really is the end of the dish, isn't it?
Shall we just put it on a pretty dish over the top?
Yeah.
Pass it over.
go.
I think we're going to put it on that one, won't we? Yeah. Well, that's all we've time for today, but do join us next time for more lovely flavours of the Orient. Bye!
Flavours of the Orient returns at the same time on Thursday morning. But stay with us on Granada Food and Wine for some stunning scenery and some stunning food in Simply Greek.
Oh 0800 123 300. Now repeat that. Just listen, repeat, and understand. That's how easy it is to start speaking a new language with Linguaphone in as little as 12 weeks. Call free for a 14-day home trial and start speaking any of 30 languages at your own pace. Phone 0800 123 300 today for your 14-day no-risk trial, or ask about our free information pack. We're waiting for your call.
Bosch appliances might look stunning, but first and foremost, they're designed to be used. Take a closer look, and you'll find they're also surprisingly affordable and extremely practical, because Bosch designed them to work beautifully in any kitchen. Bosch. Excellence comes as standard.
It began with Star Wars. Now the Star Wars trilogy continues with The Empire Strikes Back.
It is useless to resist.
Experience it like never before. The Empire Strikes Back, and still playing in cinemas, Star Wars.
Granada Good Life, food and wine.
Hello, welcome.
Γεια σας και καλώς ορίσατε.
Now, we're continuing with our series of speciality dishes of Greece's top chefs and cooks.
Yeah.
Now, today we're looking at Aglaia Kremedzi, that terrific writer, and she has that wonderful flat here with that marvellous
Yes, and a lovely book to go
and
with
a lovely
her,
book to go with, The Foods of Greece.
Yeah,
that's
The
right.
Food of Greece.
And she's in the film that you made when you went to see her. She was going to be cooking vine leaf pie.
That's right. Very different,
Now,
actually.
is she
Very
using
unusual.
vine leaves instead of pastry, or?
Yes, more or less. You know,
Really?
she's sort of covering
covered the
this
top with
dish
vine
with
leaves.
vine leaves.
Right,
I think
yeah.
the bottom and the top.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yes.
Fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
But we're gonna see it now,
you're
and,
cooking something which is, you know, you'll find in any self-respecting Greek restaurant,
That's
won't
right.
you?
And
Stifado.
house.
And house, I
So
guess,
because,
yes. Which is, I
stifado,
suppose, what we would think of as
beautiful,
something. It's a good beef stew.
Beef stew.
With red wine.
That's right.
in red
We're
wine.
going to use braising beef. And
Right,
lots
okay.
of onions and red wine
Yeah,
and vinegar.
lovely,
You know,
lovely.
beautiful. It actually fantastic for winter. This.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Makes
Good.
a lovely winter dish,
Excellent.
doesn't it,
But
stifado?
first of all, we've got this film you made with Aglaia Kremedzi, and she cooks this intriguing vine leaf pie.
So, Claire, what are you cooking for us today?
I'm making you a yogurt pie from the city of Drama in the north of Greece, in Macedonia. This is quite a strange pie. A lot of people, I mean, a lot of Greeks don't know about it. Even people in the next village, next to Drama, don't know about it.
Yes.
But this is seasonal. This is made in the spring when we have these fresh vine leaves. But you can also make it whenever you like. But it's better made with fresh or with very well preserved vine leaves.
Vine leaves, yes.
Because vine leaves have a very interesting quality. So this, to make this pie, we're making a yogurt custard. And to thicken the yogurt, you know, we have here Greek yogurt, which is quite thick.
It's already thick,
But
isn't it? And
Yes,
nice.
already thick. But if you don't have thick yogurt, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can make it with ordinary yogurt
yeah.
also. So we're going to start by making the custard,
Yeah.
mixing the yogurt in this bowl.
So
we're
you
going
don't
to mix.
cook this custard. It's,
No,
it's
no,
raw.
the
You
cook-
cook it afterwards.
Exactly. The custard is going to be cooked with the vine leaves in the oven. It's a kind of pie.
A pie, yes.
And then
Savoury pie.
Savory
Yeah,
pie,
oh,
exactly. It's a savory pie. And instead of using phyllo pastry, for example, in this pie, we're using vine leaves.
Vine leaves. Oh,
You see, vine leaves are used very much in Greek cooking,
Oh, yes.
and they were used from very old time. The vine leaves were. Could you put that away,
Yes, I
please?
will.
Thank you. So the vine leaves were a kind of in the old times, in ancient times. I'm adding the cornmeal now,
yes.
and I'm going to add the scallions. You see, the vine leaves were used as to give flavor to things, and ancient Greeks were using fig leaves.
Fig leaves, I believe so, yes.
Yes, and they are cooking the stuff with fig leaves. I'm just added, the last thing I added was the mint. It's very nice because, you know, as a first course, it's very fresh. I really love the taste. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I mean, it depends. It doesn't need a lot of salt because it's, you know, it has the herbs. The more herbs and the more vegetables you have, the less salt you need.
Yeah. Can I taste this?
Oh, sure, but it won't be okay because you see the cornmeal won't. I mean, the uncooked cornmeal
Oh,
it's not
nice.
really good.
I can
But
taste
you
all
can-
the herbs.
You can taste all the herbs,
Oh,
but
yeah,
you see,
it's lovely.
the uncooked cornmeal is a
Yeah,
little
it's not
bit-
very nice,
yeah.
but I can still taste all the flavors. All the flavors are there.
All the flavors are
Yeah,
there.
all the flavors
So
are
now we need now we need to get to the leaves.
You blanched this, didn't you,
I
Claire?
did.
You blanched them first,
I did
didn't
blanch
you?
them because they were fresh.
Yeah.
They were fresh vine leaves.
Yes.
If we use the ones that are
In brine, yeah.
what we have to do is to blanch them very well so that they lose all their horrible salty taste.
Very salty.
So they need to be very well washed.
Yes.
Very, very
Yes.
well washed.
Yes.
So I just brushed with olive oil,
Olive oil, your
and
dish, yes.
my dish, and I'm now going to layer the. You can help me if you like.
Okay, I love to.
We can-
It's like putting pastry, isn't it?
Exactly, it's like putting pastry,
Yeah.
but instead of putting pastry,
Pastry
we
we're
put.
using the vine.
we-
It's a
they
lovely
use-
idea, lovely.
The way the ladies described it to me was it was supposed to be fried in the pan.
Oh, right, they used to fry
Because
this.
yes, because you see, in the old times they didn't have ovens in the homes.
Yeah, ovens.
So they were either frying them or cooking them on top of the stove. So now we have layered the pie, and I'm going to pour. Here you have to help me a little
I'll
bit.
hold it. It's heavy, this.
It is heavy, yes, but
Yes.
it's nice, isn't it? These
Yeah.
are the old
Earthware
the
pots,
very
yes.
old earthware. Could you lower it? a bit?
Yes, I will.
The earthware bowls that we used to use if we had to knead. That's where we were kneading.
Yeah.
And
Bread
so,
and things.
yes, bread and things
Colorada.
and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to. Yes.
Shall I put this in at the
Away.
back for
Yes.
you?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I'm going to use the spatula to sort of even it, more or less. All the custard has to be surrounded by the vine leaves so that it has the taste. It takes the taste. You were telling me that some people throw away the leaves and eat only the inside.
Which is annoying for me. It
Ah,
really
this
gets
is-
me upset. That's
this
the
is-
best part of the rest.
Exactly, exactly. This, I mean, sort of, the vine leaves are really delicious. I mean, people.
Oh, I love them.
Oh, absolutely.
I love them.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do now, we're going to turn the
There.
leaves in,
Yeah.
like this, to cover the pie.
Yeah. And you put another layer, I presume.
Of
on
course,
top.
of course.
Yes.
And then we pour quite a bit of olive oil on
Yes.
top, so
Because
that
they
it
can
will cook.
go very dry, can't they? Very
They
quickly.
can go very
Yes.
dry. Greek cooking is very frugal. Uses all the ingredients that are around.
Yeah.
It's not a.
That's,
you
that's
see.
what makes it really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Nice.
not based on technique.
No.
It's based on the inventiveness of the women
Yes,
who had to invent new dishes to use all the ingredients that they have each season.
Yes. That looks really, really nice. Do you sort of cover it now? Otherwise they get burned.
I'm going
Yeah?
to cover it, yes.
You
I'm
cover
going
the
to
pie.
loosely cover it with a piece of aluminum foil
All right.
before sticking it into
Yeah.
the oven.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to bake it for about 30-45 minutes. And then we'll come back to it and see how it is.
Can't wait.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Στην υγειά μας.
Fascinating. I mean, tell me about that vine leaf pie. I mean, was it good? Did it work?
It worked, but
Yeah.
I wasn't too keen on it, you know. It was a
But it's a wonderful view, isn't it?
yeah, beautiful view.
And
yeah.
a nice lady,
Yeah.
nice lady.
Lovely.
Now, your stifado.
Yes.
Again, one of the classics of the Greek repertoire.
Yes.
Is it something that you particularly enjoy cooking?
I love cooking it, yes. And I mean, everybody has his own recipe, so it depends which part of Greece you eat stifado. It always
Right.
tastes differently because
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
knows, have their own method, or the method that the grandmother used to cook it, or the
Yes.
mother used to cook it.
Yes.
It's handed down from generation to generation. And this is my grandmother's
Great,
recipe,
great.
yeah. So,
And someone told me that you had a story about it.
oh, I do actually, yeah. So it goes really years ago, you know. A friend of mine wanted to impress her boyfriend, and she said, please give me a lovely recipe
Yeah.
to cook for my boyfriend. So I gave a stifado recipe. Anyway, the following day she came and she kissed me and she said, you know what? He loved it. He loved the recipe, and he proposed to me. So ladies, if you want to get your man to propose to you,
The way
cook
to a
stifado.
man's heart is through his stomach. Well, you better not give me too much because I'm already married.
Ah, yes.
Anyway,
no,
I'll
I don't want to cause any arguments
I'll
with
see
your
you
wife.
later.
See you, Charles. All right. For our stifado, we need 2 pounds of braised steak. We also need 1.5 pounds of onions, small onions, or you can use shallots, or baby onions. It doesn't matter. Some people like to use sliced onions. Now, I've got a quick tip to how to peel your onions. Just cut both ends off, put it in hot water for 5 minutes, and then the skin just pulls off really, really easily. And it stops you crying as well, you know, this way. So it's fantastic. Once you've done that, if your onions are about this big, cut them in half, or sometimes cut them in 4 if they're bigger. Then the next thing we need to do is to fry our onions in 4 tablespoons of olive oil until golden brown, like this. Mine have been cooking now for 5 minutes, and they are lovely. Now, I'm going to take them out. Remove them from the pan, because I'm going to use the same pan to fry my meat. Don't they look lovely? Now, we fry the onions first, so the onions can leave this wonderful aroma into the casserole, you know, into the oil. Now I'm going to add a bit more olive oil, because there is hardly any olive oil in there now. Warm that up, and I'm going to fry my meat. Wait for a couple of minutes just to get my oil hot. Otherwise, your meat won't be frying, but it will be boiling. So always make sure your oil is hot. I think mine is hot now. Yes. And I'm going to add it all in there, because it's only 2 pounds of meat. Now, the proper way to make stifato is always with beef, but occasionally it's made with rabbit or hare. But you cannot use pork, unfortunately, for stifato. Only beef or rabbit or hare. Now, fry your meat until it starts changing color, and then add 1 onion finely chopped. It's a lot of onions in the stifato. That's what makes it so nice. Fry that. Now I'm also going to add 2 cloves of finely chopped garlic. Now you need to cook this until it's nice and brown. We are going to take a small break now, but after the break I'll be finishing my stifato recipe. So I'll see you then.
Yesterday's shepherd's pie's still there, because it isn't always removed by some traditional detergents. But now there's new finished double-action tablets, a unique 2-layer tablet for superior cleaning. The blue layer penetrates and softens tough, dried-on food, so the white layer can clean to a brilliant shine. The results? See for yourself. Double-action finish. Now in a new, bigger value pack.
Hello and welcome to the Celavita kitchen, where supper's made simple for those too busy to cook. Top chef Peter Vaughan's here to put the convenience back into cooking. So Peter, what are we up to today then? Tell me what we're cooking.
Well, we're going to put potatoes into Chinese cookery. Celavita's crinkle cut potatoes into a stir fry, soy sauce. And we're just going to
beautifully colourful, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice. And the potatoes don't fall apart like before. Excuse fingers.
So you've got lovely crisp vegetables there, nice tender chicken, and nice big pieces of potato, lots of bite.
That's it. We're going to sprinkle some garlic cloves, and the potatoes will help absorb all of that.
That looks delicious.
Some roasted sesame seeds.
Absolutely yummy.
Lovely.
So what's going on here at the front? I noticed this recipe calls for the baby potatoes.
Well, we're putting potatoes into Italian cookery now.
We've touched the 4 corners here, haven't we?
Here we go. Just spoon it onto there like so.
So these recipes today, we're using the crinkle cut, we're using the baby potatoes, and we're using the boiling potatoes.
Boiling potatoes, and boiling potatoes always absorb lots of flavour, so stick some oregano on there and some chopped olives for something really Italian.
That's a nice twist if you want to omit the spaghetti and put a nice potato in instead, isn't it?
Definitely.
That looks delicious. And this looks interesting here. This is something for when the weather starts to cheer up, isn't it?
Well, tomato salad's always nice if you warm potatoes up, mix them all up, and it always brings out flavour in vegetables and fruit.
Oh, it's nice. You've got some nice red skin onion there.
There we go. Pop those in like so. And we're just going to finish that with some basil.
So when would you serve this, Peter?
This is excellent for a summer kind of al fresco dinner party.
Chuck it together in minutes, can't you?
Definitely. A little bit of this.
Oh, yummy.
Lovely.
That looks delicious. Well, thanks, Peter.
Pleasure.
Well, that's all from the Celavita kitchen today, but do join us again soon for more convenient cooking. For more details on any of the Celavita recipes featured today, just turn to Sky Text, page 167.
Hello and welcome back. I'm making stifado. So before we took a break, I was frying my meat with my onion to go brown. Now my meat is gone brown, so I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients, which is 2 cinnamon sticks, 2 bay leaves, 4 cloves. Mix it all in. Then I'm going to add a large glass of red wine, dry red wine. I'm also going to add half a small glass of red wine vinegar, and 1 teaspoon of tomato puree. Mix that in. I'm also going to add some sugar, 1 teaspoon of sugar. All right, so now I'm going to add pepper and salt, lots of it. And I'm also going to add some dry oregano, a teaspoon of dry oregano, and a large tablespoon of parsley. Now we need to add some water just to cover our meat. Bring it to the boil, lower the heat down, cover it and simmer it for 1.5 hours. It needs a lot of cooking because stewing meat is very, very tough. But it's the cheap part of the meat, so you can't win them all. All right. After 1.5 hours, it should look like this. Got one here. There we are. Let me just mix it, see what it looks like. Reduce by half. I'm actually going to taste it as well, in case I need to adjust my seasoning. Yeah, I think it needs a little bit more pepper and a little bit more salt. Now, if you think there isn't enough juice in there, don't be scared, add a little bit more hot water, but make sure it's hot and not cold. Right, now I'm ready to put my onions in. Now, as I said before, you can use shallots, so you can use the onions whole, but some people like to use lots of sliced onions, and that's what I use actually in my restaurant, because they're easier to do than peeling a bag of little onions. Takes ages and nobody wants to do it in the kitchen. Here we are. Now, again, you need to leave it and simmer it for another half an hour. And we've got one that's been cooking here. And I'm going to just check it and see. Yes, the meat looks soft and the onions are got nice and caramelized, and it's ready, I think. I'm now going to make a simple salad to go with it. Okay, for your salad, this is a vegetable salad, all right? And you do eat it warm. You need 1 potato with the skin on, cut it into small pieces like this, like I have. You also need 1 courgette, cut it into 3 thin slices. And I'm also going to use 2 carrots, again, cut them into thin slices. And I'm also going to add some green beans, some cauliflower. I'm using half a cauliflower, and I'm using like the florets. I took the florets out. And I'm also going to use red pepper, which will make a lovely full colourful salad. Boil those all together with lots of salty water until they're soft, like this, but not too soft. You want them a little bit crunchy, and just put them into your serving dish or a bowl. It doesn't matter. Choice is yours. Doesn't that look lovely? The colours here are fantastic. Right, now I'm going to just do a very simple dressing. Lemon juice, that the Greeks love and can't do without it. Charles, come, darling.
Here I am.
This is our salad.
Yummy.
And, I mean, I've got the pips. Typical Greek this, isn't it? Typical Greek. And now I'm going to add a bit of olive oil on top of my vegetables.
More.
More. You like olive oil?
I love olive oil.
Do, especially virgin olive oil. Would you like to put some pepper and salt?
With greatest pleasure.
Lovely. And I add some salt as well. We need to toss it a little bit.
Yep.
Now.
So this is something you can presumably eat as you got it here, which is warm.
Yes.
Or you could eat it cold if you wanted to.
Cold, yes.
Yeah.
But of course, in Greece, everybody eats it lukewarm.
Lukewarm. Okay.
So why don't we do?
Let's
what
go and try some wines with these foods.
All right, I'll bring
terrific.
the stifado.
Okay. After you.
Thank you. You're a gentleman. Oh, I love stifado, Charles. Do
Yep,
you?
it's a great dish.
Yeah.
It's a terrific dish. And here's this very nice looking, typically lukewarm Greek salad.
Greek salad.
Yes. Now, we're starting, as is right and proper, with a Greek wine. If I can stop the table jumping around.
It's going mine off
Now,
its own,
this,
this
I have to
table.
say, is a wine that I think is terrific.
Yeah. Go on
We've
then,
used it
Charles,
once
you
before
can-
in the series, very early on, and I just think it's lovely. And I brought it back. It's the Nausa Grand Reserve from Butari.
Yes.
It's not that expensive for a wine that I think has got a lot of character and a lot of oomph. Wonderful fruit.
I like that word.
Yeah, oomph. Very important in a wine. Oomph. This is $5.99.
All right, so it's reasonable.
So it's
not too
reasonable
bad.
for a wine for a
wa-
special
yes.
occasion, because it is a special occasion wine.
That's right.
$5.99 from Sellers Direct Wine Club. But just get your schnozzle into this, my dear.
I will do.
It's
I'll just
terrific.
Put a
It's
bit
got
more
this
stifado
lovely,
in here.
dark, rich raspberry fruit.
I'm very slow with this. My knife, my spoon
Don't worry.
is very small.
I'm enjoying the wine.
Okay.
Isn't it lovely? I mean, this is...
I love the smell
It's a
of
classic
it,
Greek wine area.
Yeah.
Using a classic Greek grape, the Xinomavro.
Yeah, cinnamon.
And it just makes a really good wine. And it's the fascinating thing is it's not so old. I'm not quite sure what is it. 1990 actually. So it's had a few years of aging.
Yeah.
And I think that's what smoothed it out a bit and made it just this lovely, rich, smooth consistency that it has. Right now, I've been enjoying the smell of this stifado and wondering.
And actually, you know, the stifado tastes better the following day. The trick is to
So many
make
of these sort of
it
casserole dishes do, don't they?
and eat it the following day. But we can't wait till tomorrow, can we? So we have to eat it now.
You know, the fascinating thing is that the spice and that vinegar, it almost gives it a slightly sort of gamey flavour. I know we've
does.
used beef, but I can really see what you mean when you say you could make it with rabbit or
That's
hare.
right. Yeah.
Now, well,
Goes very well.
pretty good. Pretty
Very
good.
good.
Perhaps the wine's a little robust. Now, my next wine, thinking that it might be a bit robust, I've gone for a much lighter style of wine, a Beaujolais. This is a Fleury from the Château des Déduis, and you can buy it in Waitrose, where it will cost you £7.99 a bottle. So £2 more expensive than the Greek wine. But it's a lovely example, I think, of this very fruity, aromatic wine style.
Lovely.
Soft, fruity, yummy. Let's try with a yummy stifado.
I think the smell, the aroma of the wine is very, very
It's very
important.
nice, isn't it?
Very important.
Yeah, very important.
Lovely.
Well, I think that goes actually slightly better. The Nausa Grand Reserve is a lovely, lovely wine, but I think the slightly lighter, slightly fruitier wine works slightly better with the dish. Now, this one, another French one, but this one is from the south of France, Mas Ségala, Côte du Roussillon Village, $3.99, even less expensive, $3.99 from Asda.
Is this good?
I think it's lovely. It's got a lovely rich fruitiness. But I'm not sure whether this will be the one for the... No.
No, for $3.99.
Jolly
it's
good
not
wine.
a bad wine.
Oh, no,
No,
no.
that's reasonable wine.
Perfectly okay. But I think my favourite actually is the flurry.
The flurry.
Anyway, if you want details of Lula's recipe and my wines, grab the pencils for today's recap. Well, that's it for today, I'm afraid. Next week, we've got one of the speciality dishes of Demis Roussos' ex-wife, Pamela.
Pamela
She
Roussos,
cooked
yes.
chicken in a clay pot, and I think she had great difficulty in getting it out of the clay pot.
Yes, that's
as far as I
right,
can remember.
yes,
You tell me it was,
yes.
it was quite difficult. But you're going to be cooking one of yours, which
Cotopolo
is...
gemisto.
Absolutely.
Which
Stuffed chicken.
Chicken breast stuffed with feta and mushrooms.
Feta mushrooms. I'll have more wines. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
So you think it will... Sunday roast. Eat it. You know me too well. Do you grow herbs in your garden?
No, they come from the shop.
Right. Well, if you've got rosemary growing, always find a little sprig of rosemary in your lamb. Looks lovely. Dive in, have a taste.
Thank you.
I'm going to.
I'll try this then.
Have I converted you then?
I think so.
You think
Yes,
so?
yes.
Excellent. What's your verdict, quickly?
Superb.
Great, excellent.
Yes.
Well, that's all we
Yes,
have
it is.
time for today. But do join me next time for another challenge and more microwave magic. See you then.
Peter Vaughan will be demonstrating more microwave magic at the same time on Friday. But next on Granada Food and Wine, we're off to sample the food and the views that are simply Greek.
Imagine a place of your own. A relaxing space. Somewhere safe and comfortable, with everything organized just the way you want it. Then imagine it had a 5-cylinder 20-valve engine with the power to transport you swiftly and effortlessly wherever you want to go. The 5-cylinder Fiat Marea and Marea Weekend, a space of your own. Call 0800 71 7000 for more information.
It began with Star Wars. Now the Star Wars trilogy continues with The Empire Strikes Back.
It is useless to resist.
Experience it like never before. The Empire Strikes Back, and still playing in cinemas, Star Wars.
It's heartburn time!
Heartburn's caused me digestive acid.
I love making you suffer.
Jumps in the wrong place.
I'll make your life...
Well, the original Gaviscon forms a barrier to keep acid in its place. Now there's also soothing Gaviscon Advance, which forms an even stronger barrier that, thankfully, lasts longer than ever. New Gaviscon Advance puts heartburn in its place.
Jason, you are a good lad. Hello.
Oh, these are new. So, what are we having then?
Lean and Lou bacon from Dainty has less fat and less salt, but all the taste and smell. Nobody knows bacon like we know bacon.
Granada Good Life. Food and wine.
Hello, welcome.
Γεια σας και καλώς ορίσατε.
We're continuing our series on signature dishes today. That's the chef's favourite
The
dish,
chef's favourite,
isn't it?
or
Yes.
the creations.
Yes,
you know,
quite.
it doesn't matter.
And now,
Yeah.
is this one that you're going to be doing today?
Yeah.
One of your own creations?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing today is κοτόπουλο γεμιστό με μανιτάρια και φέτα.
Terrific.
Which is chicken breast stuffed with mushrooms and feta.
And feta, yes. And you've got your son Solos chopping away in the background. We got
Yes.
you back, Solos, giving your impression of a woodpecker.
And actually, Solos is going to show us one method of stuffing the chicken breast, and I'm going to show my method of stuffing the
Oh, well, that's
chicken
good.
breast.
That'll,
So
yeah, a
it'll
bit
be
of
nice.
variety.
Two
Yes.
different methods.
Now, the film that we're about to watch, you made with Pamela Roussos, Demis Roussos's ex-wife.
Yes, we must say that.
Yeah, quite. And she showed you how she cooked a chicken up in the beautiful region
That's
of Elados.
right. She cooked a speciality called kapama, you know, and she cooked this chicken in a clay pot, which she had to seal with flour and water.
Right.
Cooked it for hours and hours, but of course we couldn't get the thing open, could we? It took us 2 hours to open the dish.
Dear. Well, she's obviously
so
a multi-skilled
we're waiting
person.
there with our knives and forks starving, you know.
Yeah. Well, so let's watch Pamela Roussos, celebrity, model, food stylist. What an amazing woman, and how she cooks chicken in a clay pot.
Well, what is so fantastic about the kapama dish is that the foods are packed in very tightly. The oven is very, very low, and they cook for a long period of time, 2 to 3 hours,
2 to 3 hours,
depending on the recipe.
And all the flavors and the juices stay all together.
All the flavors and the juices, they stay together, and what we do is we seal it.
And then when you bring it out, you have to sort of break it.
Yes, there's a whole theatre.
And then the aromas come out.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Okay, so Lula, what we're doing here now is sautéing the chicken, as you see. So it's a nice golden colour.
Beautiful.
Yes, comes out very well on either side. Then we're going to take it off, put it on a plate on the side.
You're going to make your sauce now, yes?
Well, yes, we're going to prepare, we're going to sauté a little bit of garlic, which we have here. Little scorda.
Scordo.
Nalisa. Che metà ligo cremiri.
Yeah, and a little bit of onion.
You go.
You're talking to me in Greek.
Now we're going to add the tomatoes. And here we are. So you have. This is going to give you a nice rich sauce.
Yes, nice red sauce.
Absolutely. We're going to add 1 or 2 of the canela, which is the cinnamon sticks. If you don't have cinnamon sticks, you can add a little bit of the powdered cinnamon.
Yes, ground cinnamon.
Absolutely.
Ground cinnamon.
And of course, then we're going to add some of the olives.
And your bay leaves?
And the bay leaves.
Shall I throw them in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
And then we have a little bit of the honey, which comes in next. And
how much honey do you put? Just a bit?
I put a spoon.
A spoon. So do you mean I have to wait for 3 hours now before I taste this?
Absolutely. Oh, but you see, when you wait a long time, things...
Yes, all right.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to seal this, we're going to put around here, you see?
Yes.
Our flour and our water.
Yes.
The point is, with this, you can cook it for a very long period of time in this pot. And you see, this seals in the flavour. Absolutely nothing escapes.
That's right.
And
it's like cooking on paper, isn't it? Wrapping food in paper.
Exactly. And then we put a little bit more on the outside, actually, to really see to it that it's sealed very well.
Let me help you. I want to get dirty as well.
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
Okay.
It is fun, actually. Shall I try?
I'm sorry.
Maybe it's best if you started and then it's easier to pretend it's breaking it.
A sharp edge knife. Have we got a sharp?
It just got me in my eye. Oh my God, it's gone really hard. You said you were going to laugh, didn't you? You knew.
It was really very good.
How long has it been cooking?
3 hours.
Give myself now. Can I just get up and try and...
Absolutely.
Please, because we're going to be here all day. I think it's going to need a drill or something. We can't open this.
You see, this is one of those dishes where you have to have the husband.
Oh, the aromas are beautiful. They're coming out of this dish.
They're really, it's a marvellous aroma. You're going to do a beautiful pork kappermass, we do.
No, you can make it with pork as well.
Yes.
I know you mentioned lamb, but
lamb as well.
So I'll get to taste this now.
Kaliorexi.
Paristo.
Parikalo. It's lovely,
It's delicious.
Isn't it?
It was worth all the hard work you put into this dish.
And getting it out.
Let's have some wine.
Okay. So cheers.
Cheers. Tinigamas.
Tiniasas.
Lovely lady. I think I prefer easier ways of getting at my food, though. I mean, you know, sealing it in something to keep the flavour is all very well, but it's nice to be able to get at it. Anyway, Lula, my dear, I'm going to leave you to stuff this chicken, and I look forward to tasting it later.
Okay, Charles. I'll see you later.
Great.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you how to make the stuffing for our chicken. So, in here, I've got 1 ounce of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil. And I also add 3 spring onions, finely chopped, and 4 ounces of mushrooms. Now, they can be flat mushrooms or bottom mushrooms, any mushrooms you like, really. Oyster mushrooms, it doesn't matter. The choice is yours. And all I need to do is saute them very fast until transparent. And they are nearly done because they've been cooking for a couple of minutes. Next thing, put them into a bowl. And I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients, which is 2 ounces of crumbled feta. Again, you can use other cheese as you prefer. If you don't like feta, you know, then use cheddar or cottage cheese, anything you want, really. Right, mix that all in. And I'm also going to add 3 tablespoons of parsley, finely chopped parsley. I'm also going to add a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. I don't like to use salt in here because feta could be very salty. And our mixture is ready. You need to cool it for a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to show you how to stuff your breast of chicken. Now, you can buy chicken without the wing or with the wing, but I find the ones with the wing that are more plump, they're fattier. Right, just cut like that. Make a nice thick pocket there, and then add about a large tablespoon of your mixture in there, not too much, like this. And now you need to secure the opening. So I'm going to use toothpicks for that. Of course, you have to remove the toothpicks after your chicken is finished. You don't want your guests choking with toothpicks. Right, here we are. It's a bit fiddly, but it's worth it in the end. All good things have to take time. Here we are, our chicken is ready. I'm going to now fry my chicken. And Solos is going to come and show us how to do his method of stuffing a chicken. I'm going to add some olive oil now to fry my chicken in here. Right, Solos,
okay.
I'll take this. Right. So, Solos, what are you doing, darling?
Right. You just remove the fillets first.
Yeah.
Which comes off really easily.
Mm.
And then get a bit of cling film.
Mm.
You need this because what I'm going to do is
helps
I'm going to give it a good hammering.
Yeah.
And
you do
the
that
reason you
so
do
you
this
want...
is because you're flattening out the fillet so you can use it as a layer to cover a pocket.
Yes, the pocket.
When you're stuffing the chicken.
And also, you don't break your chicken. If you bang your chicken straight...
Exactly, on the board.
It's going to break, isn't it? Well,
Exactly.
that one, it's more gentle, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so...
Oh. You need a map for this job, don't you, Solomon?
Surely
because
do,
you
yeah.
need to understand. And you are nearly a man, aren't you, darling?
I am, yeah. Well, that looks okay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So once you do that...
Don't take 2 seconds.
Yeah, take it out.
And then what you do here is you have to make a little seal around the edge.
All right. So you cut around it,
Just really
not
lightly.
too deep.
Into it, not too deep, no.
No, not... Yeah. My chicken is doing very well. It's getting nice and brown.
Okay. So we
All
follow
right.
round, and then a bit of stuffing.
Yeah. Do you don't bang that now?
You don't bang that, no.
No. All right.
Just-
So
you've got
do
the
you want me
seal
to
made.
add you some stuff in then?
Yeah, please.
So you are creating a pocket but different way.
I am,
You're not
yeah.
going to use toothpicks.
I'm
in
not
yours.
using toothpicks at all. no.
Oh, right. You're
This
cleverer than me.
This
sorry.
is like the roof,
Yeah.
like that, and then you tuck these into the little seals,
All right.
and then there we
Right.
go.
All right.
Okay.
Shall I get this into my frying pan? Thanks, Solos. All right. I hope it doesn't break, Solos.
Okay.
All right. While our chicken is cooking, we're going to take a small break. So see you then.
Yesterday's shepherd's pie's still there, because it isn't always removed by some traditional detergents. But now there's new Finish Double Action Tablets, a unique 2-layer tablet for superior cleaning. The blue layer penetrates and softens tough, dried-on food, so the white layer can clean to a brilliant shine. The results? See for yourself. Double Action Finish. Now in a new, bigger value pack.
Give your bath time a lift. Call free on 0800 281 271. For anyone with bathing problems, the totally portable Easy Lift from Aquasoothe is the answer. Safe and reliable, simple to operate, elegantly styled. The Aquasoothe Easy Lift will lower and raise you easily in your bath at the touch of a button. To receive a full colour brochure, call Aquasoothe now, completely free on 0800 281 271. 0800 281 271. Our operators are ready now to take your calls.
It's heartburn time!
Heartburn's caused with digestive acid.
I love making you suffer.
Jumps in the wrong place.
I'll make your life...
By the original Gaviscon forms a barrier to keep acid in its place. Now there's also soothing Gaviscon Advance, which forms an even stronger barrier that thankfully lasts longer than ever. New Gaviscon Advance puts heartburn in its place.
At Chicken Tonight, we're famous for two things.
Two, push pineapple, shake the tree.
One, creating delicious recipes specially for chicken.
What's the matter, you? Hey! Got no respect. Hey! Why you looking?
And two, our awful taste in music.
You can.
I can't.
I feel like chicken tonight.
How else could we explain this theme tune? Great food, lousy music.
Chicken tonight.
Dean Peck Lean and Lou Bacon has less fat and less salt, but all the taste and smell. Lean and Lou from Dean Peck.
Sorry.
Nobody knows bacon like we know bacon.
Welcome back. Today I'm making godopoulo gemisto me manitarian feta. It's a mouthful, which means chicken breast stuffed with mushrooms and feta. Now, I already made my stuffing and I stuffed my breast of chickens and I'm cooking them now in some olive oil and butter. They've been cooking now for 5-10 minutes and they're nice and golden. So now I'm ready to put the rest of the ingredients, which is half a glass of white wine, makes it sizzle when you add the wine, and the aromas coming out are fantastic. I'm also going to add a glass of chicken stock, and of course I need to season it with some pepper, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt this time as well, not too much. Right, what you need to do now is to simmer this for 10 minutes. Solus, could you take this away from me, please? Okay. Thank you, darling. Thanks. Now, I've got some that's been simmering now for 10 minutes, so I'm ready to add my fresh cream, which is 3 fluid ounces of fresh double cream. That will make a lovely, rich sauce. Not for slimmers, I'm afraid, but I'm sorry. All good things have a price. All right, we need to let it simmer until it reduces and the sauce thickens. So while that's simmering, I'm going to show you how to make a simple salad. Now, my salad is patates me kolokisakia, which is potatoes with courgettes. What you need to do, you need a pound of new potatoes or baby potatoes, and you need the same amount of courgettes. You need to boil your potatoes first for about 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, add your courgettes. Cut your courgettes into nice chunks like this, the same size of your potatoes, so they cook the same. Then you cook them until they start to soften like this. Once you've done that, drain them. Now you can have this hot or cold, so it doesn't matter. But Greeks prefer everything lukewarm, so mine are lukewarm as well. Making a mess on my table. Here we are. Drain them very well and then put them into a nice bowl. Bit of this. And now all you need to do is to add, it's very simple dressing actually, some lemon juice, the juice of 1 lemon. See it? And I'm also going to add some olive oil. Just enough to coat the vegetables. I'm also going to add a little bit of parsley, and it gives it a lovely color. And also I'm going to add some freshly ground black pepper and some salt. Mix it together like that. It's very simple and very healthy and very good for you. Here we are. Our salad is ready. I'm going to see how my chicken is doing. Yes. The sauce has reduced, and now all I have to do is add some parsley, again for color and for flavor. And our meals are finished. I'm going to just put it in my serving dish. There we are. There we are. Don't they look lovely? Of course, I've got to remove these toothpicks because Charles is going to be eating this. I hope he's going to have some lovely wines to go with this fantastic meal. And I don't want Charles to choke with my toothpicks. Here we are. Doesn't this look lovely? And it's quite easy to make, really. Let's see if Charles has some lovely wines.
Of course, I've got delicious wines waiting for you, Lula.
You always do, Charles.
Well, I do my best.
Do.
I do my best. Right. Start off with a Greek Chardonnay.
Oh,
now,
you always like to please me.
Yeah, I find that Chardonnay is a great variety that goes very well with creamy sauces.
Yeah.
So, what I'm hoping is that we'll go with this creamy sauce.
Let me give you...
Thank you very much indeed.
The difficulties.
Yeah, I think it's a two-handed job.
It's a big chicken
breast.
It's
a big chicken breast.
I must give you some sauce, though,
yes,
as well,
please.
Charles, you know.
Just to help my figure.
Well, I told you you're going to put on weight. Shall I give you some salad as well?
Yeah, why not?
Just a little bit like that.
Lovely. Thank you very much indeed. Great.
Just to see if it goes with your wine.
Yep, right. So this is a wine. It's not expensive. Sorry, it is expensive. It's about £10 a bottle. That's quite expensive.
Wow.
But it is, I think, probably, it might have claimed to be perhaps the best Greek Chardonnay that we see here in Britain.
Yeah. So you can't get it in this country then?
You can. It comes from the Greek Wine Centre in Shrewsbury, and it costs £10. It's made by a guy called Lazaridis, who made his fortune in marble, interestingly.
Oh, right, well,
that's where he made his money.
Athens,
and then he started planting vineyards right up in the northeast, in Drama.
In Drama, yes, that's right. I've been there, actually. I've been there. Funny enough, my uncle is called Lazaris.
Oh, really?
So they've got the same name.
Well,
lovely wine.
This, it's an immaculate Chardonnay, this. I think it's very good.
Let's see if it
now,
goes
let's
with
see how it goes with your exciting stuffed chicken breast. Whoops. Now, I'm always interested when you meet a dish like this to try and get some of the stuffing in.
That's right, yeah.
So it's a bit of stuffing, bit of sauce. Very nice.
Nice, isn't it?
And
the feta is not too strong, is it?
Nope.
I think it goes very well with this wine.
It goes rather well, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, I'm pretty happy with that.
Oh, I can finish the bottle.
Okay, later, dear, later. Okay, second wine, again a Chardonnay, but this time it comes from Spain.
All right.
It's about half the price, $4.95 from Safeway. A Chardonnay called from a region in Aragon called Somontano, which means sort of underneath the mountain because it's made in the foothills of the Pyrenees.
I see it.
Again, it's a fresh, crisp Chardonnay. And I think it's a lovely sort of gentle, unoaked, honeyed, slightly buttery.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nicely made.
Yeah. You're right about the honey.
Yeah,
sort of,
I think that works very well. I think we found the right style. For
lovely.
once, I've hit it spot on. Spot on. And this one, Chardonnay back to its roots. This is a French Chardonnay from Burgundy, because, of course, all white Burgundy is made from Chardonnay, unless it says it's made from the grape Aligoté.
Yeah.
This is a Saint-Véran, Domaine des Deux Roches, and it's $6.49 from Asda.
A little bit more pricey than the
A bit more pricey than the Spanish, but still well under the... Now, the interesting thing about this, you've got a very buttery character coming in here.
Yeah, different
That comes
taste.
from a malolactic fermentation, which is a fermentation after the alcoholic fermentation, when malic acid is converted into lactic acid, the acid of butter, which is why it smells buttery.
It's all science to me.
Good. I think that's very nice. That's a lovely wine.
Yeah.
But, which is the best?
Well, I prefer than Greek.
You're biased.
I am biased. No, it is a lovely... Just
very
because
good.
it's a more expensive one as well, and maybe that's why, I don't know. But they're all lovely.
It does work well as a style, I think. Unoaked Chardonnay which hasn't been matured in oak barrels. I think, by a short head, I prefer the Spanish. But I agree that the Greek is very good. It works very well. So, but it's a lovely dish, this.
Excellent, yes.
Lovely dish, well done.
Thank
I think
you.
this is excellent. Anyway, if you missed any of the details of these wines or Lula's recipe, don't worry, because we're about to repeat them in today's recipe recap. Well, that's it for today, I'm afraid. I've really enjoyed this, Lula.
Thank you, Charles.
I don't know whether this was one that you prepared or that Solos prepared, but it was very good.
Charles, is the feeling that counts.
And you made that, didn't you? OK. Well, anyway, next show, Lula went and had lunch in Corfu, and she met Rosemary Barron, that very well-known Greek, she's an English person who writes about Greek cookery.
That's right, yes.
And she cooked you a dessert with figs?
Yes, with dry figs and red wine. Excellent, actually. I really enjoyed it. It was different.
Excellent. You're going to make Somali cake?
Yeah, which is one of my mum's secret recipes.
I look forward to it. I'll have some luscious wines. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Flip it over, straight onto our plate. Look at that, absolutely. Let it just sit there. Pretty, taste. Oh, it's going to be hot. Nice. That's delicious. Fantastic. I wouldn't use any cream with it. If I did, I would just put a little bit of coconut cream, yeah?
Well, ice cream would be very nice with that, actually.
Now, what about our sorbet?
Yeah,
yes,
sorbet. Good.
Wonderful sorbet.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope we'll see you next time. So, goodbye. See you soon.
Flavours of the Orient's back on Saturday morning at 9:30. I'd keep pen and paper by your side, because coming up next, Granada Food and Wine goes simply Greek.
Who's the guy like a human mole can shift 10,000 tons of coal?
Can I dig it, mate?
Who digs half a dozen pits after a bowl of Weetabix?
That's our shaft, you know.
Who's 5 pits down, 10 along, straight past Bristol, going strong?
Weetabix.
You all right?
Once we've started you, there's no stopping you.
Premium scandalous for your car insurance.
Call Premium Search on 0800 109876.
Premium Search. Problem solved. Phone soon.
We're here 24 hours a day.
Pasta and sauce. A helping hand with unbelievably saucy, real pasta from Bachelors.
Thicker cut, traditionally cured classic from Dane Peg. Nobody knows bacon like we know bacon.
Granada Good Life, Food and Wine.
Hello, welcome.
Γεια σας και καλώς ορίσατε.
Now, we're going back to a sort of sweet kind of feel to today's show.
That's
because today you're going to be making semali cake.
Semali,
which
yes.
I believe is one of your signature dishes at the restaurant, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, I've been making it at my restaurant now for many years, 15 years, and he actually was mentioning the Good Food Guy last year.
Nothing like it.
I'm
Good.
quite proud of it.
Soon we shall have the pleasure of knowing what it's all about. Tell me a bit. Tell me, what is semali cake?
Semali, well, it's actually semolina cake. That's what it actually means, you know.
So instead of using flour, you
use semolina. I actually do use a little bit of flour, but it contains mostly semolina.
Which gives it a slightly sort of gritty texture,
Yes, it does. And because we don't use the fine semolina, we use the coarse semolina. And it's sort of nutty taste. But it's delicious, actually. And then we do a lovely syrup to go on top of it. Again, syrup.
Ta-da! Yes. Yes. Greek sweet things tend to be fairly syrupy, don't they?
They make a lot of cakes with semolina in Greece, actually.
Really?
And this cake sometimes is called rivani. It depends which part of Greece you are.
Right.
And in Cyprus it's called galombrama, which means good thing. And it is a good thing, believe me.
Yes.
You know, so it depends which part of Greece you are.
And is this a recipe that has been in your family?
Well, this is my mum's recipe, actually. And she uses yogurt. Now, a lot of other recipes use milk. But my mum always uses yogurt.
Just give a sort of extra tang to it.
Oh, it's beautiful. It makes it more creamy as well.
Right,
you know, so it's really nice.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're looking at a film today of Rosemary Barron, the author of Flavours of Greece, who's doing a special figgy pudding
dry figs.
in Corfu. Dried figs, was it?
Dried figs, yes, in sort of like lovely syrup.
Well, let's watch her.
Rosemary, you're going to make us a very old and unusual dessert today.
Yes, as you know, in Greece, for the most part, desserts aren't eaten. And it's quite rare that they are eaten in the after a meal. But this one, when I was on Crete, my neighbour used to make this, my neighbour Nula. And what she used to do was she used to take dried figs, she grew them herself and dried them for the winter. She used to trim the stems off, and with them she'd add a flavouring of bay leaves. And the reason for that is that when figs are kept for the winter, they're stringed, nice long strings across the rafters with bay leaves, and the bay leaves keep the flies away. They've been doing this since antiquity. So we put the figs in the bowl with the bay leaves. We add a piece of lemon zest, and to get the lemon zest, you just take a very sharp knife and peel off the piece, carefully avoiding the white.
Yes, because it's very bitter.
Because it's very bitter.
Yes.
Add it to the bowl, and add also the cinnamon sticks, which is a very ancient flavour. These were used in antiquity, because the ancients, they used to have these flavours. Although cinnamon's never grown in Greece, it's a tropical spice. The ancients had these flavours because, of course, they used to indulge in the spice roots too.
That's right, yeah.
You cover the figs with Mavrodaphne wine.
Oh, so you're marinating it in a sweet wine.
You are.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that in antiquity, the wine that was used was was sweet wine, what we know as sweet wine, and it gives us the same sort of flavour. This is a dish that dates right back to the days of ancient Greece.
And how long do we leave them to marinate?
Anytime from 6 hours or to overnight. That's often better to make it overnight.
Prepare early.
That's right, you can prepare early.
In advance.
And you can also make this dish in advance for dinner party. You could make it, say, in the morning and just leave it sitting. It always tastes better because eventually it's going to have a syrup on it. So after you've marinated it for overnight, 6 hours overnight, you add it to a stainless steel saucepan.
Everything. All the marinades.
You throw everything in.
Yes.
And if perhaps you don't have quite enough wine to cover in the saucepan, you can always add a little bit more, because saucepans aren't always the same size as the bowls.
That's right.
So you simmer this for about 10 minutes
until they're fixed plump.
Beautifully plump.
Yeah.
And then when they come out, you take them out with a salted spoon, and when they come out, they look just like this.
They look
plump and
beautiful,
glistening.
don't they? I can eat them now. They're shinier.
They look, but they get better. They get better.
Yes.
Then we measure the wine that we've cooked the figs in.
Yes.
Simmered the figs in for 10 minutes. And add to the saucepan half as much sugar as you have wine.
So we're making a syrup here, are we?
We're making a syrup.
All right, yes.
And then we cook the syrup down. And the important thing with this dish is we cook the syrup down until it looks like this, and it just coats the back of the spoon. We don't need a syrup thermometer for this. So when our syrup is just right, and it takes anything between 10 to 15 minutes, but we should watch it a little bit and don't boil it too fast because it can go caramelly. But that's how it should look, just like
and
that.
And the lemon zest stops it from caramelizing, doesn't it, a little bit?
It does indeed. Then,
that's to serve
for serving,
yeah.
I like to serve a dish with a few of the ingredients that have gone into it. And in this case, the bay leaves. And we're going to serve it with manuri cheese. Manuri cheese is a very beautiful cheese, made of sheep's milk. Yes. It's a semi-soft cheese, yes indeed. And it's made from sheep's milk. And you can get it in the best manurias from the mountains. And we just put the figs out.
They go together nicely.
They go together beautifully because you've got the textures. You've got the chewy, very sweet texture of the figs. Actually, that's wrong. It's not really very sweet. The syrup is very sweet, but the figs have got a lovely fruity texture. And the cheese
which complements the cheese, doesn't it? I love... the
cheese is soft.
Yeah. I love the sweet and sour together. Do you?
Yes, I do. Also, it's a very, very healthy dish.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're looking, although there's some sugar here in the syrup, there's very little compared to when you think that this can serve 4 people. There's very little syrup when you compare it to something like our usual puddings, which have an awful lot of sugar in. And the cheese itself is healthy. So you should serve, this needs to be served fairly soon because now the cheese is on the plate. But of course, if you want to, for convenience sake, you can leave the figs in the syrup for up to 3 days.
Until you're ready to serve it.
3 days, exactly.
Yes.
Quite a long time.
Yes.
And we can serve them anytime you like.
Oh, it looks lovely.
Do you like the smell of it?
I do actually. Could I taste a bit of the syrup because it looks so... I love the colour of it. It's like a trickle.
Yeah, sort of russet brown treacle.
Oh, yes, it is.
And that's the flavours of antiquity you have there, because all the flavours, the cinnamon, the bay leaves are still in the in the syrup.
Cinnamon is strong there. Lovely that. Well, I'll be happy with just the syrup, I think.
Well, Rosemary's contributed a lot of recipes to this series, hasn't she?
Yes.
But I think that was one you said, one of the ones you enjoyed most.
Yeah, that was one of the best things she cooked.
Right.
For me, anyway.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. You were there.
That was really lovely.
You tasted it.
And I love figs.
Well, I'm looking forward to tasting your semali cake later on, but for the time being, I'll leave you to get on with it.
Okay, Charles, I'll see you in a bit.
Terrific.
Because it doesn't take long.
Oh, good.
Okay, let's get on with the recipe. Now, we need 3 eggs. Break your eggs into a large bowl. Like that. Alright, making sure you don't get the egg yolks like I have been doing. That's right, take it out, eggshells. Okay, now we add 10 ounces of sugar. It's quite a lot of sugar here, about 2 cups actually. Mix it with your eggs, and then we're not using butter, but we're using vegetable oil in this. You do need to use vegetable oil. As I said, this is my mum's recipe, and she insists in vegetable oil. So, Mum, I'm doing the right thing. Okay, beat that together, and then you need quite a lot of Greek yogurt. It doesn't have to be the set yogurt, it could be the other one, you know. But you need a pound of plain yogurt. That's what will make it really nice and creamy. Now, if you don't want to use yogurt, you can use milk. All right? Tidy up there. Now, as I said, keep mixing. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Wipe my hands a little bit. I'm also going to add the zest of 1 lemon. Again, you can use orange if you want. It doesn't have to be lemon, but I like the lemon flavour. Mix that in. Now I'm going to add just 5 ounces of plain flour. Now, a lot of people don't like to use flour, they just use semolina, but I like to use a little bit of flour with it, rather than that, just have semolina. I'm also going to add 4 tablespoons of baking powder, because we're using plain flour, and mix that in. And I'm also going to use, I hope I pronounce this right, because I could never pronounce it, so please don't laugh. I'm using a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. Have I said that all right? All right, I always laugh because I can never pronounce it right. Mix all this in until nicely blended. And now I'm going to add a pound of coarse semolina. Don't use the fine semolina for this cake. Use the coarse one. Mix all that in together. And actually, I'm going to get a wooden spoon, I think, to give it another mix, like that. You mix it until it looks nice and it looks like a creamy mixture. And the next thing you need to do is to brush your cake tin with either butter or oil, it doesn't matter. Make sure you brush it really well, brush the corners as well, and then pour your mixture into your tin. Right. Now we need to decorate it with some blanched almonds. But first of all, I'm going to mark the portions I want. So I'll mark that first. And you need to mark it in about 6 places. Like that. You do that so you can put your almonds in the right place. And now you add your almonds into rows. Make sure that you don't add any in the middle because you'll be cutting it in the middle. So do this. And when I've done that, I have to put the cake in the preheated oven at 200 degrees, gas mark 6, and it needs to be cooking for about 40 to 45 minutes or until nice and golden. And now we're going to take a break, but after the break I'm going to show you how to make a syrup that we're going to put on top of this cake. So see you later.
Yesterday's shepherd's pie's still there, because it isn't always removed by some traditional detergents. But now there's new finished double-action tablets, a unique 2-layer tablet for superior cleaning. The blue layer penetrates and softens tough, dried-on food, so the white layer can clean to a brilliant shine. The results? See for yourself. Double-action finish. Now in a new, bigger value pack.
So you think it will never happen to you. But somewhere in Britain, there's a burglary every 25 seconds. That's why your home needs protection with a security system from Extra Watch. Extra Watch puts your home aligned to the emergency services 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, so we can take action fast. Systems start from just £99 fully installed, including personal attack alarm. And with a monitoring charge of just 99p per day, that's a small amount to protect your family and home 24 hours a day. Call 0800 955 999 for further information. That's 0800 955 999. Extra Watch, security for life.
0800 123 300. Now repeat that. Just listen, repeat, and understand. That's how easy it is to start speaking a new language with Linguaphone in as little as 12 weeks. Call free for a 14-day home trial and start speaking any of 30 languages at your own pace. Phone 0800 123 300 today for your 14-day no-risk trial, or ask about our free information pack. We're waiting for your call.
At Chicken Tonight, we're famous for two things.
Two, push pineapple, shake the tree.
One, creating delicious recipes specially for chicken.
What's the matter, you? Hey! Got no respect. Hey! Why you looking?
And two, our awful taste in music.
You can.
I can't.
I feel like chicken tonight.
How else could we explain this theme tune? Great food, lousy music.
Chicken tonight.
Lean and Lou bacon from Dainpeg has less fat and less salt, but all the taste and smell. Nobody knows bacon like we know bacon.
Let Extra Watch protect your home 24 hours a day from just £99. Call now on 0800 955 999.
Hello and welcome back. Now, before we took a break, I was showing you how to make a semolina cake, which is a semolina cake. Now, my cake is in the oven, baking, so I'm going to show you how to make the syrup. Now, it's very simple syrup. You need 1 pint of water, put it into a medium saucepan, and then you need 10 ounces of sugar. Now, you mix it in, and then you add 2 cinnamon sticks and a couple of cloves. Now, mix it with your wooden spoon until the sugar dissolves. And then when your sugar dissolves, you add the juice of half a lemon. Yeah, half a lemon. That's right. I thought I said orange then. Here we are. I tend to do that a lot. Okay. Once it comes to the boil, you need to simmer it for about 5 to 10 minutes. And I've got one that's been simmering now, here, for 10 minutes, and it's starting to thicken. But I don't want it very thick. That's why I add a lot of water as well with it. It's not like making baklava. When you're making baklava, the syrup has to be very, very thick. Right, I'm going to bring my cake out of the oven. Oh, and it's looking really, really nice. Look at it. Doesn't it look beautiful? Now, it's been cooking for 45 minutes. Now, before I add my syrup, I have to prick the cake with a skewer. This will help the syrup to be absorbed by the cake. Absorbed by the cake. Like that. Now, again, it's very unusual. Usually, you add cold syrup to hot cakes or the other way around. But in this case, you need both of them to be warm. You need your cake to be hot and you need your syrup to be warm. Now, you need to spoon it really slowly, like that. And you need to use all this syrup. I know you think it's quite a lot, but believe me, it's not. Spoon it like that. And you can eat this cake hot or cold. It's up to you. And again, you can have it with fresh cream, or you can have it with Greek yogurt, or even ice cream. There we are. Okay. All I need to do now is cut it into portions, and it's easily done now because it's already marked for me with the almonds. Now this will make 14 portions, so it's quite a big cake, and it's good if you're having a dinner party or something like that, or a picnic. Here we are, and our cake is ready now to be served. And I'm going to go to Charles now and see what wines he's got to go with this beautiful cake.
Right.
Okay, Charles, you better like it or else.
Oh, I'm sure I will, Lula. Anything created by your mother and honed to perfection by yourself
By me, yes.
must be good. Now, I wasn't at all sure quite how sweet this was going to turn out to be.
All right. Well, let
so
me
what
give
I've
you a
got
piece.
is 3 wines of, I think, very varying sweetness. We're starting off with a very, it's it's really the modern generation of Greek wines. It's one of the first instances that I'm aware of in which, yes, please, thank you very much, in which Greek winemakers have cooperated with winemakers from outside Greece. And I may be wrong, but I think this is the first time that Greek winemakers have worked with Australian winemakers.
It's unusual,
and it's
actually.
a very, very, very reasonably priced wine. It's called Temple Ruins, and it's made at Achaia Klaus.
Temple Ruins,
you know, who are famous for their Mavrodaphne Patras. And it's made by an Australian winemaker at Achaia Klaus.
All right.
And it's only £2.99 a bottle at Asda.
Quite cheap.
But it's not that sweet, and I'm not sure whether, having seen that yummy-looking syrup going on top of this cake,
no.
whether it be sweet enough.
Actually, it's not a thick syrup, so it's not going to be very sweet.
Well, let's try. Now, I love the nutty, crunchy texture of this cake. I think it's terrific. Now, what I'm not sure about is whether this first wine is going to be sweet enough, because it's only just off dry. Let's try it.
Well, this cake is not very sweet, actually, because the syrup is a thin syrup.
Sure,
So it's not as sweet as you think. So,
but even
it's
so,
still a little bit dry.
It's not quite...
Definitely.
It's not quite sweet enough, is it? Okay.
Too dry.
But it's a nice wine, and for $2.99, I think if for people who want to start out trying a Greek white wine, and they don't particularly like the flavour of Retsina, because some people don't, I think this is a good one to start on. Okay, now I'm going to move to a German wine. This is a German wine made by a very, very good German winemaker called Rainer Lingenfelder. It's a cabinet, a Riesling cabinet from the Rheinpfalz. Cabinet means that it's one step up the level of quality. The basic level is quality wine. Then you go Cabinet, Spätlese, Auslese, Beerenauslese, Trockenbeerenauslese. So Cabinet is the first
German
one.
To me.
Ah, absolutely. Very good. Anyway, this has got this lovely, floral, rather lemony character. Now,
you find that with German wines, don't you?
That's right, particularly those made from Riesling. Now, this one is definitely sweeter. And I was hoping it might work quite well with this.
It's slightly sweeter, but still quite dry, really. For a dessert wine, anyway. I don't know.
Still not quite sweet enough, is it?
No.
Oh, well.
Never mind.
It's a lovely wine, though. It's got a lovely sort of fresh floral character. And I think some people get slightly put off German wines because they're too sweet.
Too sweet, yeah.
Right, now, this is my full-bloodedly sweet attempt to match this cake of yours. Now, this is a Sauterne, which it's always more expensive, particularly if you get a good one. This is a good one, Chateau Pasquot Villefranche, £15.49 a bottle.
Wow.
$15.49. Bottoms up thresher wine rack.
So
and
you
this
need
has got
to get some money out of your bank before you buy
something
this
like
bottle.
that. Come to an arrangement with your bank manager. This has got that lovely, rich, creamy apricot.
This is lovely. I can smell expensive wine, you know. I'm a snob.
I know. Well, I mean, this is a very good wine.
It's lovely, that.
Now,
I think it goes very well, actually.
This is the one.
So we do have a winner.
This is the one. Well,
excellent.
I'm afraid you're going to have to dig in your bank balances for our Chateau Pasquot Villefranche. But if you'd like to try Lula's recipe for Somali cake at home, together with some or all of the wines, particularly the Sauterne, here's today's recipe recap. Right, well, that's it for today. So today we had one of Lula's signature dishes. Next time, we've got a special dish from Greece's top TV cook.
That's right.
That lovely lady who had that beautiful house on the Halkidiki Peninsula. Lovely. And I think what she's going to be cooking is freshly caught local fish, taken straight out of the sea, right sort of very close to her house.
It was a lovely dish, actually. She baked it in the oven. Fantastic.
Wonderful.
And what a lovely lady she was. Very hospitable.
And what are you cooking?
I'm cooking pork chops with red wine and coriander seeds, which is afelia. I don't know if you heard of it. It's a Cypriot speciality,
It's wonderful. I shall have wines to match, and we look forward to seeing you then.
See you. Nah.
No, I think...
Microwave Magic returns this Fab Food Sunday at 6 and 12:30 here on Granada Good Life. After the break, enjoy the views as you rate the food in Simply Greek. Next.
Granada Television and Time Life Video proudly present Bet, the first in a new enthralling series that looks at the lives of some of Coronation Street's favourite characters. Scenes from the world's longest-running drama serial have been carefully chosen from nearly 30 years of episodes to tell the intimate and dramatic story of Bet in a 90-minute video for just £5.99. Call 0800 520 620 now to order. Every Coronation Street fan will be fascinated as we take you back to 1966 when Bet Lynch, the cheeky young factory girl, first popped into the Rovers. The characters who played their part in Bet's life are all in this video, and you can enjoy another stroll down Coronation Street with them when you call this number and order Bet, part of the Coronation Street collection presented by Judy Finnegan. It's yours for just £5.99. Once we've received payment, Time Life will send you the next in the series. So call 0800 520 620 today.
Bosch appliances might look stunning, but first and foremost, they're designed to be used. Take a closer look, and you'll find they're also surprisingly affordable and extremely practical, because Bosch designed them to work beautifully in any kitchen. Bosch. Excellence comes as standard.
Join Captain Stay Dry for the new Huggies treasure hunt, because nothing keeps a pirate drier than Huggies. And all Huggies have stretchy, refastenable tabs. They fasten again and again, even with oily hands. Ha-ha-ha! Oh, treasure ahoy! Huggies? Huggies, there's no drier nappy on the 7 seas.
Granada Good Life. Food and wine.
Hello, welcome.
Γεια σας και καλώς ορίσατε.
Now, today we're still on signature dishes, and this time it's Vefa Alexiadou, who is Greece's top TV cook.
Definitely.
Everyone knows her, everyone recognizes
Everywhere
her.
we went together, everybody stopped her and shook her hand. She's treated like royalty in Greece.
Well,
and she's a lovely lady.
And she cooked some fishes for you,
That's
didn't
right. She cooked, I think they were, I'm not sure if they were anchovies or sardines. I'm still a bit confused. Because they look the same, but she baked them with lots of onions and tomatoes. They were delicious.
Right.
Because they were so fresh as well.
Good.
Oh,
Excellent.
they were fabulous.
Now, what are you and indeed Solos doing today?
Well, I'm doing brizoles afelia, brizoles chirines afelia, which is pork chops afelia, which is a Cypriot speciality. It's in red wine and coriander. Solos is making a coriander salad that goes really well together with this.
Okay, okay.
And this is eaten in Greece as well.
Right.
It's so popular in Cyprus,
I think it's terrific,
and
yeah.
it's a lovely dish
Yeah, I've had it
that
in
now
Greece.
the Greeks make it,
Yes, I think
which
it's
is really
terrific.
nice.
Good, excellent. Well, I look forward to trying that later. Meanwhile, Vefa Alexiadou with some fish near a beach.
Βάζουμε την ντομάτα πελτέ και για νοστιμιά και για χρώμα. Συνήθως οι ντομάτες δεν έχουν πολύ χρώμα. Είδατε το με τις ντομάτες μας, ώσπου να ετοιμάσουμε τη γέμιση. Κατά τον ίδιο τρόπο ανοίγουμε τις πιπεριές, να μην ανοίγω τώρα την άλλη, και βγάζουμε από μέσα τα σπόρια. Αφαιρούμε μια φέτα επάνω.
Αλλά τώρα εγώ ήρθα από την Αγγλία, από το Μάντσεστερ.
Ξέρω που μένεις πολλά χρόνια εκεί. Πρέστα βόντανα. Θα το δούμε και θα τα δούμε. Θα κάνουμε τη γεύση. Η γεύση από όλο αυτό το ωραίο. Όπως το βλέπεις να κάνω τώρα. Το μακεράκι αυτό είναι ειδικό, είναι πολύ λιγάκι και μπορεί και κόβει ωραία. Now I'm going to cook a very popular Greek dish, baked fish, baked small fish. We call it plaki, ψάρι πλακί στο φούρνο.
Which means bake flat in the oven.
That's exactly.
How do we do this then?
I have 1/2 and 1 kilo and a half. It's 3 pounds.
What's this fish called?
Gavros. We put all the fish in a seat, as you see me here.
Enough
flat.
Yes. You cleaned it, haven't you? You have cleaned
a spoon here. You put the fish all flat. Now on top, we have to put the onions. You take the onions. I have cut it very thin, and I'll put it on the top.
How many onions have we used here?
It is about 5 small onions or 2 big.
All right.
I'll put
so you
the
can use
onions on
shallots
top.
if you want. The little
Better.
onions.
Yes, the little onions.
So they're
Okay.
thinly sliced.
And the onions with the other ingredients become so tasty. With the parsley and with the tomatoes we will put on top. It's a colorful dish and tasteful. Okay.
I'll move this for you.
I put the onion. Now I will put the parsley and the garlic. I have about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. Let me cut the garlic first and then put the parsley.
Right. Oh, so
thin
you
sliced.
Cut, you slice
thin
the
sliced.
garlic, you don't crush it.
No. In this dish we need the garlic thinly sliced.
Yes.
You are prepared to put the
Yeah,
parsley
how
on
much
top?
parsley do we put in here? All this parsley?
It is about 1 cup.
One
cup.
cup. Well, we'll just pretend.
Thinly cut parsley.
Tell me if I'm putting enough.
Put all this parsley on top.
All right, you want
yes,
all
of
this
it. It's 1
Oh.
cup. No, quick. Not too quick.
Not too quick.
Because it has to go
All
all
right.
around.
Okay. I'll do it.
As you saw me to do with the garlic.
Make sure that we cover all the fish
All
with
the fish.
parsley. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Have I done a
All
good
the
job?
fish. You did very
Very
well.
good.
Thank you very much for helping. Now we will put the thinly sliced tomatoes.
Have you
on
skinned
top.
the tomatoes or not? Or you
No,
you
no.
don't need to do
I
that.
left the skin
Yeah.
on. I put the tomatoes all around and I cover the fish in order don't get dry.
So the fish doesn't go dry. Yes.
Dry on the top.
So you're sort of putting a layer of onions, a layer of parsley, and now we're finishing
Don't
with
forget,
the tomatoes.
We mustn't forget to put some slices of lemon. You can cut
How many
thinly.
would you like?
Cut the lemon thinly, slice
Like
thinly.
that?
Yes,
Okay.
very thin.
Well, I try.
And we will put about 3. It gives some bitterness.
Yeah. How many
And
slices did you
some-
say?
3.
3.
3 of it. Okay, I covered the surface with the tomatoes. Now we will put the lemon slices and we are ready to put the olive oil on top.
Where shall I put
and
this, Becca?
salt and pepper.
I think you
Here and here and there.
All
Okay,
right.
very nice. Okay, now we have to put the salt Enough salt. And then freshly ground pepper. Smells very nice. Wonderful.
Well, the whole thing looks so colorful and so beautiful. And we haven't started cooking yet, but it smells
but it's
lovely.
It smells so nice.
Yeah, because of the ingredients, the fresh ingredients we're using here.
For 3 pounds of gavros, we need 1 cup olive oil.
Again, a lot.
Pour the olive oil on top, all around. We'll spread it. Very nice.
So this dish needs a lot of olive oil.
1 cup.
Yes?
Yes.
Lots of olive oil.
And it becomes very tasty when all the juices evaporate and the olive oil stays there.
Yes. So we don't add anything else now.
So
no water.
It needs much baking.
A lot of baking.
A lot of baking. It takes about 1 hour and a half.
Wow, for a little fish like
but
that.
It's so tasty.
Yes. Do you cover it when you bake it?
No,
or uncover
no, because I
yes.
want all the juices to evaporate.
Yes. So
and
we don't
only the olive oil stays
to remain.
And a
yes.
little thick sauce. Finish. We are ready to put it in the oven and
yes.
bake 1 hour and a half.
Lovely. Well, we shall go and put it in the oven now.
Yes,
then. Is your oven ready?
Ready. The oven is ready. Let's go.
Okay.
You can see why she's so popular. She seemed a terrific
She's
terrific
a fantastic
person.
character,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
bubbly. And she was always singing.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
She had some Greek music on and singing
Great.
and dancing.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I had a
Yeah, yeah.
wonderful afternoon with
That's
fantastic.
the last time we're going to see her in
Yeah,
this series.
unfortunately,
But it was
yes.
great. It was good to see her.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to leave you alone with your chops and Solos chopping in the background, and I'll see you later.
Okay, Joel, see you later. All right, for our pork affelia, Hirines Brizoles affelia, we need 4 nice thick pork chops like this. It's nice if they have a little bit of fat, actually, on them. That's how my grandmother used to cook them. Now, and I've got to make a marinade for this, to marinate them. Now, for that, I need some red wine. You need about half a bottle of good red wine. Dry wine is better, which is about 2 glasses of red wine. And in here, I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I'm also going to add the main ingredient, which is coriander. Now, you need a large tablespoon of crushed coriander, not ground, crushed coriander. And what you do, you mix it and you bring it to the boil. Once this is boiled, you pour it on top of your chops, like this. And you let them marinate for a couple of hours. Or, indeed, if you have time, do let them to marinate overnight. And after they've been marinated for a couple of hours, they look like this. They become beautiful red from the wine. They get this burgundy color. Now, you need to drain them, but do not throw the marinade, because we're going to use this marinade to finish our chops. Right, once you do that, you need to wipe them a little bit as well, so they're not too wet. And now I'm going to add not olive oil, but vegetable oil in a large frying pan. Now you only need a little bit, about 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. That's how they don't use olive oil in Cyprus for affelia. They always use vegetable oil. I think it's because they want a lighter flavor. Right, once your oil is hot, fry your chops. You need to fry your chops in both sides until they're nice and brown. And I must tell you a funny story. I was making affelia a couple of weeks ago, and I was looking for a glass, for some red wine, and my husband is a bit of connoisseur with his wines. He buys expensive wines, and I have used one of his very expensive bottles of wines in my affelia. I think it was about £100 worth of wine. He was saying for the millennium year anyway. We had it a bit earlier in Afelia. And, you know, that was the best Afelia I ever made in my life. We still laugh about it, actually. Our chops are still now, and they're getting nice and brown. I need to season them with some pepper and salt. And also, I need to put my marinade. The one that the chops have been marinated in. Now, you need to bring it to the boil, and you probably need to skim it, take the scum out of the top. Sometimes it's not necessary. And then you lower it down, you lower the heat, you cover it, and you simmer it. It takes about an hour, and until they're soft, really, and they look like this after 1 hour. Don't they look lovely? After the break, I'm going to show you how to make some beautiful potato fritters that go really well with the Afelia. See you in a couple of minutes.
Yesterday's shepherd's pie's still there, because it isn't always removed by some traditional detergents. But now there's new Finish double action tablets, a unique 2-layer tablet for superior cleaning. The blue layer penetrates and softens tough, dried-on food, so the white layer can clean to a brilliant shine. The results? See for yourself. Double action Finish. Now in a new, bigger value pack.
Imagine a place of your own. A relaxing space. Somewhere safe and comfortable, with everything organized just the way you want it. Then imagine it had a 5-cylinder 20-valve engine with the power to transport you swiftly and effortlessly wherever you want to go. The 5-cylinder Fiat Marea and Marea Weekend, a space of your own. Call 0800 71 7000 for more information.
0800 123 300. Now repeat that. Just listen, repeat, and understand. That's how easy it is to start speaking a new language with Linguaphone in as little as 12 weeks. Call free for a 14-day home trial and start speaking any of 30 languages at your own pace. Phone 0800 123 300 today for your 14-day no-risk trial, or ask about our free information pack. We're waiting for your call.
Give your bath time a lift. Call free on 0800 281 271. For anyone with bathing problems, the totally portable Easy Lift from Aquasoothe is the answer. Safe and reliable, simple to operate, elegantly styled. The Aquasoothe Easy Lift will lower and raise you easily in your bath at the touch of a button. To receive a full colour brochure, call Aquasoothe now, completely free on 0800 281 271. 0800 281 271. Our operators are ready now to take your calls.
Singapore Airlines are offering amazing packages to South Australia. Phone 0345 02 2000 for details.
Lean and Lou bacon from Danepack has less fat and less salt, but all the taste and smell. Nobody knows bacon like we know bacon.
Welcome back. Now I'm going to make my potato fritters that go really well with my Afelia, which they're here. All right, what you need a pound of potatoes, medium-sized potatoes, and you need to grate them in the biggest hole of your grater, like that. You want them coarsely grated. Watch your nails in that. You don't want to be putting nails into your potato fritters, so always keep away your fingers away. All right. Takes a little bit of a time. See it? And the best way to avoid that, don't do your last piece of potato. Just leave it. Once you do that, you put them in a sieve to drain. And now I'm going to make the rest of my mixture. You need 2 ounces of plain flour. I'm also going to add 1 egg. See if it's all right. 1 egg. Also going to put 1 teaspoon of baking powder. That will help them rise Go nice and fluffy. Mix it all in like that. And now I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of milk, just plain milk, like that. 3. It's like making pancakes or batter mixture. Mix it like that. Also going to season. You need about a teaspoon of salt here and a little bit of either white or black pepper, it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of dry oregano, but if you have fresh oregano, you can use fresh oregano. I'm also going to use some coriander, about 2 tablespoons of coriander, chopped coriander, and the same amount with parsley. That gives it a nice green color. Now I'm going to add my potatoes, but you need to squeeze them dry, either with your hands or you can put them in a clean towel, cloth, and twist them around to take all the excess water away. Because otherwise your potato cakes are going to be very, very wet. There we are, like that. Blend them all in, like that. And they're looking really nice already, nice and colourful. And of course we're using fresh coriander in here, and we'll use dry coriander seeds in our failure, so it goes really, really well. The next thing we need is to heat enough olive oil or vegetable oil in the bottom of your frying pan, and take tablespoons of this mixture and put them into your pan, few at a time. Don't crowd them into your frying pan. You put about 2, 3 together. Flatten them a little bit with the back of your spoon. And you know, kids love this. Well, my kids love them anyway. And of course grown-ups, not just kids. And I'm hoping Charles will like them. Right, once my potatoes fritters are frying, I'm going to dish my afelia into this. Okay, oh, they smell really, really nice. The coriander is coming through and the red wine. And I love this wonderful color. Put all the sauce there. And also I'm going to decorate them with a bit of fresh coriander. Let's see how my potatoes are doing. Oh, they're looking really, really nice. Yeah, you need to cook them in both sides. Like that. They're nice and golden now. Put them on some kitchen paper to just drain the excess oil. Switch this off. And now I'm going to put them with my rest of my potato fritters. Don't they look really, really nice and appetizing? And Solos, have you finished my salad?
Just finishing it now,
Just
yes.
put the dressing, lemon juice and olive oil, and I'm going to go and see if Charles likes this wonderful dinner.
Well, I certainly didn't give you any of these wonderful wines to use in your afelia, I'm afraid, like poor Stuart.
You got scared.
Goodness me. This one must be one of the most expensive wines that we've actually used. Oh, thanks very much, Solos.
Oh, that looks
terrific.
Really nice, thanks.
Lovely. This is a Greek Cabernet Sauvignon from Chateau Semeli, and it costs £16.63 a bottle. So that's quite a pricey little number from the Greek Wine Centre in Shrewsbury in Shropshire.
Yeah.
And I think it's very good.
If you like to put some salad as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
Very interesting salad with
Let
coriander.
me give you some as well. It's just give you a little.
Thank you,
there.
Charles.
Self a smidgy. It's interesting because it's a real New World style Cabernet Sauvignon. I mean, if I were given this blind and I didn't know what it was, and someone said, "Oh, what do you think this wine is, Charles?"
You would think,
I would think it came from California or Australia.
And not Greece.
I think it's very well made. It's got lovely blackcurranty smell.
Oh, it is lovely. Very
Perhaps
nice.
it's slightly lighter. I think they've intentionally tried to make it a bit lighter so that it's not too sort of big and alcoholic.
Yeah.
But it's a very nice, elegant wine. Very successful, I must say. You know, Greece excels itself again. Now,
Yeah,
how does it
great.
go with your
With my Ophelia.
delicious-looking Ophelia? I love coriander seeds. Wonderful.
I do. A lot of people are scared to use coriander, aren't
no,
they?
I love them.
But I love them. Because of the fresh taste.
And almost a sort of lemony overtone to it.
And of course in Cyprus they use a lot of corianders. I think it's nice, but I don't know.
Pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good. I'm very happy with that. I must just taste this potato fritter, which looks delicious. Beautifully browned.
Ophelias in Cyprus is usually served with some sort of potato.
Very nice.
You know, and I thought I'd be a little bit
Very
different
nice.
and make
Absolutely.
fritters.
It reminds me slightly of the sort of roasty potatoes that you see in which came originally from Switzerland, that you
That's
see now in
right.
sort of a lot of modern British
They're
restaurants.
very trendy now, aren't
very,
they?
very. Right, okay. Now the next wine does come from California. It's the second wine of a terrific property called Laurel Glen. It's called Terra Rosa, and it's $6.99 from Berkeley Wines or Wine Cellar. And it does have that extra depth.
I was going to
and
say
weight.
that, yeah, definitely.
Not the elegance of the Greek wine, perhaps,
No.
but it's got more richness.
Yeah.
Made by a winemaker called Patrick Campbell.
I'm
who
surprised
I
it's
think
only
is-
$6.99 actually, Charles.
It tastes very classy,
It's
doesn't it?
very
Yeah,
good.
yes, well, I'm glad you like it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he really is, I think, one of California's best winemakers.
Yeah. Well, I can see why. It tastes fabulous.
Difficult. I think I prefer that slightly to the Greek one with this.
Yeah.
They're both terrific wines. But I think with this dish, at the moment, I'm voting for the California over the Greek. But let's see how it comes on. Next one, Spanish.
Spanish wine.
Now this time, I haven't gone for pure Cabernet. I've gone for a blend of Tempranillo, which is the great grape of Rioja and Navarra. This comes from Navarra, Agremont, $4.69 from Oddbins. And it's a blend of Tempranillo and Cabernet Sauvignon. Again, a very modern, very fruity wine.
Yeah.
Lovely flavours, I think. And how does it go with this?
More dry though, isn't it?
Perhaps that's Tempranillo.
Yeah. I think they're all nice.
They're all
but
good. The
probably
Californian gets it.
I agree with you.
Californian, Terra Rosa.
Definitely.
Anyway, if you want to try these wines at home together with Lula's Ophelia recipe, here's today's recap. Well, that's it for today. I'm going to finish up this delicious Ophelia. It's really very good. Next time, Luli went and had lunch at the Pentelicon with John Celepis, didn't
That's
she?
right.
Sort of modern cuisine, lamb stuffed with all sorts of exciting things.
Yeah, nouveau cuisine. You know,
Yeah.
he made this exciting dish for me
Absolutely.
with lamb and,
And
stuff with feta and
You're
peppers.
going to cook some lamb with okra?
Yes, arnime bamia.
Terrific. I'll be back with more wines. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
You think it will never happen to you, but somewhere in Britain there's a burglary every 25 seconds. That's why your home needs protection with a security system from Extra Watch. Extra Watch puts your home aligned to the emergency services 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, so we can take action fast. Systems start from just £99 fully installed, including personal attack alarm. And with a monitoring charge of just 99p per day, that's a small amount to protect your family and home 24 hours a day. Call 0800 955 999 for further information. That's 0800 955 999. Extra Watch, security for life.
Bosch appliances might look stunning, but first and foremost, they're designed to be used. Take a closer look, and you'll find they're also surprisingly affordable and extremely practical, because Bosch designed them to work beautifully in any kitchen. Bosch. Excellence comes as standard.
It began with Star Wars. Now the Star Wars trilogy continues with The Empire Strikes Back.
It is useless to resist.
Experience it like never before. The Empire Strikes Back, and still playing in cinemas, Star Wars.
Singapore Airlines are offering amazing packages to South Australia. Phone 0345 02 2000 for details.
Let Extra Watch protect your home 24 hours a day from just £99. Call now on 0800 955 999.
Granada Good Life. Food and wine.
Hi there and welcome to Sunshine Cuisine. I am your chef and host, Jean-Pierre. You know, there's two ways of getting fresh fish. One, you can catch it yourself. Two, you can go to a fish market. Well, since I'm not very lucky today in catching the perfect fish, we're going to go to the fish market. I'm going to show you how to select the perfect and the freshest fish. Let's go right away. We are lucky here. We're in Florida. We have stone crab. Little size, medium size, and then we have the large jumbo stone crab. If you never had stone crab, do yourself a favor. Pick some up, order them, do whatever it takes, but you must try them sometime. They are the sweetest, the most wonderful crab there is. Dave, good morning.
Hey, Chef, how are you?
Wonderful.
It's good to see you.
Great, great, yeah. You know, I'm here to shop again to pick up some beautiful fish. You know, the only place I like to come is here because I can touch the fish. You're allowing me to touch and to smell, and you know how important it is. So let me walk around and see what you got. You got some beautiful dolphin. Oh, I like that dolphin. Some salmon, some flounders, beautiful grouper. Oh, look at those yellowtail. Those are beautiful. Oh, mamma mia, look at this halibut. How much does that weigh?
Oh, this halibut's 75 pounds.
75 pounds. That's a nice piece of fish.
Beautiful steaks out of them.
Oh, shrimp. Okay. You remember I always tell you about shrimps, 21, 25, U15, and the 10. You don't know what I'm talking about sometimes because I don't explain it very well. Well, today I'm going to take the time to do it. Now, this is what we call a 21-25 shrimps. That means that it's 21-25 to a pound. That's it. Every pound you got 21-25. This one is called a U15. That means there is 15 to 13 to 15 to a pound. And this one here is called a under 7. That means then there is under 7 to a pound. 6 to 7, very simple, isn't it?
Exactly.
Very nice. Wait, anyway, let's know, I don't want to buy any shrimp today. I don't think, oh, you know what I want to do? I want to show everybody how to buy fresh fish. Now here it is. We have today a beautiful yellowtail. Now what do we do when we buy fish? The number one thing you must do, you must be able to pick it up and take a big whiff out of his whiff and smell it. If it smells fishy, put it back. It's not a good fish. This one I love because it doesn't smell fishy. Like all your fish, it never smells fishy. You have the freshest, the most wonderful fish. Now,
thank you, Chef.
Now one thing is another thing. We must pick it up. And if it's not fishy, there still is a few more tests we must do. The number 2 test we must do is we must touch it. And if your finger, and don't be afraid to press it, if your finger make an indentation, which means if it leaves an indentation, that means then the flesh is not elastic anymore. And if it is not elastic anymore, that means it's old. That's very, very important. So we must make sure that the flesh is very firm, and as you lift your finger back up, it does not leave a mark. That's number 1. Number 2, the eye. Don't be afraid to look at the eye, and look at it real good now, because it must be transparent, and it must be whole, full, not sunken and milky. You know, if it is, it's not a good fresh fish. Another thing, the gill. Make sure you open up the fish and make sure that the gill are nice and red. If they are not, if they're dark color, you know something is not very fresh either. So the eye, nice and clear, the gill, nice and red, the flesh, nice and firm, and no smell. Did I forget anything, Dave?
Well, you might have added a little bit of slime.
A little bit of slime gives you a little idea. Yes, very good. Okay, now, what am I going to buy today?
Chef, what about these flounder?
Oh, they are so ugly. Oh, God, I hate those things. Look at it. They're 2 eyes next to each other.
White side and black side?
Yeah, they're ugly, 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 ugly. No, no, no. Oh, dolphin. You know what? You have the most beautiful dolphin at all time. Now, we must explain. That's what I'm going to get. Whoop, oh, mamma mia, that's a big one. We must explain that this is not Flipper the dolphin here. This is mahi-mahi. Now, I understand that's really called a dolphin, though, but they changed the name because everybody started eating Flipper.
Exactly. They got dolphin and porpoises mixed up. Matter of fact, you see up here, this is what a dolphin really looks like.
Aha!
So, we call the dolphin, a mahi-mahi, and we call the porpoise a dolphin.
Okay, God, I'm really confused now. Yeah. Now, the real, so Flipper, then everybody knows all over the country, is really a porpoise.
It's a porpoise, it's a mammal.
It's a mammal.
It breathes air.
Very good. Now, this guy here is a fish. It's a real fish. He doesn't need any air, and it's wonderful. I would like you to please cut that up in nice fillet. Whatever you do, please take the bloodline out. Very important when you buy dolphin. You got to take the bloodline out.
Exactly, Chef. You know it.
Very good. Now, tell me a little bit about mahi-mahi. How fat is it? How lean is it? Tell me what kind of fish it is.
Mahi-mahi is one of the best fish you could possibly eat.
It's very sweet meat, isn't it?
It's very sweet, but
very
it's
delicate.
Also very lean. It's only got 86 calories for a portion. That's 3.5 ounces. And it's the best possible fish to eat if you have heart problems. There's no cholesterol. 1%, less than 1% of fat from calories. Great fish, great selection. Here's your fish, Chef.
Hey, thanks a lot, Dave.
My pleasure. Listen, what are you going to do with that fish?
Well, I'm going to prepare a little ginger and soy sauce, and then I'm going to make an avocado and lime salsa to go with it. It'll be incredible.
Yeah, make sure I taste it, will you?
You got it. Hey, thanks a lot. Okay, let's go back to the studio and prepare everything now. Well, welcome back. We are now in our studio, and we're going to prepare this beautiful Florida dolphin, mahi-mahi, prepared with the ginger and soy sauce that I'm going to put in the bottom, and on top of it I am going to prepare an avocado and lime salsa. Very, very simple. Before anything, I am going to start with my fish. Now, you know, when I cook a fish, I like to sear it in a fry pan before to do 2 things. First of all, because I'm going to sear all the moisture inside the fish. And how do I do that? Very simple. Little butter, little oil in the fry pan, which is what I'm going to do right now. Just a touch of butter and a touch of olive oil. Olive oil, because I have olive oil in my salsa. I want to make sure I cook it with the same. Now I'm going to let that get hot. And then I'm going to prepare my fish.